Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? Shout out to the Galactic family. I need every chosen vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, we're about to get right into this. If they are sending flying monkeys at you, it's because you're too strong and you moved on from them. Let's talk about it. When people don't get supply from you anymore, and you don't deal with certain people anymore, and they feel some type of way that you removed yourself from them, they're going to start to say bad things about you because people are going to look at them in a certain light when you disassociate yourself with certain folks. When Because people watch you so much, and they know what you do, they know where you tend to go. When you're with people, everyone knows that that person was with you. So when you disassociate yourself from people, they feel some type of way because whatever you brought along with your company, or whatever they got from you being associated with them, is gone. Whether you were their narcissistic supply, whether they got some type of bump up in social status from knowing you, whether they had a business and you brought customers to their business because you went there, and your energy, your light, your spirit, the type of person you are attracts a lot of people to wherever you go. So if you go to somewhere, if you go eat somewhere, everybody's going to want to go eat there. If you go shop there, everybody's going to want to go shop there. People may call it egotistical, but if you were to put a camera behind you, or if people were to check the footage, then people would see that that's an actual real thing. Because I mean, you notice it with your two eyes. You walk into the store, and then before you could even find what you're looking for, 4, 5, 20 people done walked in there. All right. So I know you all know what I'm talking about. But since you're too strong and you moved on, and you're not fighting, you're not arguing, you don't want any part of the negativity, they're sending the negativity out your way. And if you are seeing flying monkeys, okay? So if you're seeing flying monkeys, then it's no different than the narcissist. They're just people who've been hired by the narcissist. They're people who want to work for them. And just like that video I made earlier with the check bouncing, they really don't get anything other than like a pat on the back, like a good job. All right, these people have been underneath these narcissists for years. They've been doing their bidding for years. All right. Everybody has, like, when narcissists have flying monkeys, it's for them to do their dirty work, for them to snoop around, for them to see what the victim is up to, see what the victim's doing. All right. They report back to the narc, and they give them all the information. So these people have said things about you. All right, they may have said that you're dangerous. They may have said there's something wrong with you. They may have said you needed help. But whatever they said to the flying monkey, they are putting negative. They're putting negative images out there of you, negative pictures of their out there of you, to try to get people to look at you in a bad light, because they don't want to be seen negatively. So they have to have other people view and think something bad about you, like there's something wrong with you, or you need some help, or something like that. But all the while you're the victim, but they're trying to paint themselves like they're the victim, and they're not. They're the abuser. All right. And especially when people are trying to control you and manipulate you with forms of narcissistic abuse, when it's reactive abuse, then they'll use reactive abuse to try to make you look like you're some type of vicious animal. But all the while, it's like they've put you in a mental cage, because no one believes you when you tell them that they've done something to you. No one believes you when you tell them how they treated you. No one believes you when you try to explain to them what's going on with you and the narcissist when you try to explain that you're a victim in a negative situation. But because of the role of the narcissist or the title or what people know about you already, they're going to not agree, or they may not believe you because of what they heard from the narcissist or what they've already been told. Like, the thing is, they knew that one day you might break away or you may wake up. So that's what I personally think. But they've been smearing you your whole entire life. It didn't just start one day. They didn't just wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to start talking bad about this person that's close to me that I know. They've been taking dumps on you slowly but surely, small but very effectively, trying to diminish you and put you down and destroy you with what they say. Just little by little by little by little, just a stab here, a stab there, until the wound got big enough and you like, oh snap, I'm bleeding. So once you realize, you're like, yo, I'm hit. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, I gotta get out of this situation. But by the time you realize you're hit and you're like, yo, everybody help, I'm hit. People have been watching you take hits for years and they're like, so what? Who cares? Those are enablers, and enablers are the flying monkeys. All right. When these people don't acknowledge that you have been treated a bad way, they just look at you negatively because you're speaking out, or they look at you negatively because they may have witnessed your reaction to a negative situation from the narcissist. That's a good person. How would you react to them like that? That's a decent human being. Your boss is incredible. You have a really great boyfriend. You have a really awesome girlfriend. How could you act like that? How could you say that about them? I don't believe that. Those are enablers. Those are people who want to keep the cycle continued. All right. I was in an Uber ride one time, and I just left a holiday event, and it was kind of strange. And like, after the event, I was like talking to the Uber driver or whatever, like blah blah blah. And the Uber driver was like, I got a sister like that. And he was like, she's blah 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 blah. And then I looked back and I'm like, yo, that's like the enablers. So he was saying it's something wrong with his sister. Like, they'll say it's something wrong with you. So if it's something wrong with a person and you want to try to help that person, why does it automatically have to be something that is not going to be beneficial to the person? It's something that, like, the way they want to help you, it's a way that's demeaning. It's a way that's it's demeaning. It's what did Kanye say? If Kanye says something about, like, when you say something about someone, when you classify them having a disorder or something wrong with them, I think he said it's dismissive. I think that's the word he said. It's dismissive when there's nothing wrong with you and people are trying to classify you as having something wrong with you. You're just speaking out. It's like them trying to label him as something being wrong with him because he didn't want to see his daughters dressed inappropriately dancing on TikTok. So now, because he doesn't want to have his daughters dressed inappropriately on TikTok dancing, a part of who knows what, now people are labeling him as being something wrong. So it's basically the same thing, just on a smaller level. When you say that there's something that has been done, or people have treated you a certain way, or people are doing something and no one's believing it, it's because they want to discredit you. All right. Some people are just not aware, but when it comes down to, like, people, we're not talking about gang stalking or anything like that. We're just talking about the narcissistic abuse. They're trying to keep that under wraps. All right. They're trying to keep it hidden. They don't want people to know. They trying to act like that's not what's actually happening, but it is. So the flying monkeys are sent out to monitor. They're sent out to perpetuate, and they're sent out to keep the abuse going. And they'll act just like the narcissist to the victim, because the narcissist told the flying monkey all these things that they've been telling everybody else. But it depends on how long you've known these people. So when you see the flying monkey, if it's someone that has been in the inner circle for a long time, then you know it's deep. All right, you know it's deeper than you originally have thought. So when you see strange things going on, stranger things, like they say, when you see stranger things going on, when your higher self and your intuition is trying to let you know that things aren't how they're supposed to be, or something is wrong with a certain situation, it is. So you have to trust a narcissist to be a narcissist, no matter who they are or what they are to you. And you have to protect yourself because they will try to inflict injury. All right, narcissistic injury to the empath is detrimental. They want to try to hold you back. They want to discredit you. All right, and they want people to view you in a certain way. They want you to doubt your reality, and they want to gaslight you. All right, and that's what all those things come from. They come from gaslighting. All right, so they want to gaslight you and make you think it's something wrong with you because you're speaking out about what you've experienced dealing with certain situations, whether it's at work, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's a relative, and whether you're speaking out on these kinds of things, and people don't necessarily want you to, then what they have to do is they have to try to make you look bad because you're speaking the truth on certain things, and that's not what certain people want. So you have to protect you have to protect your mind. You have to protect your sanity, because when gaslighting is it's something that is very bad to a person. It's mental abuse. So when people gaslight a person, it makes them question their reality. It makes that person question their sanity, and it makes that person doubt themselves. And that those are not good things. So when those things are happening to you, you definitely have to protect yourself. These are things that people go to therapists for. These are things that people go get help for. And the fact that somebody would try to force you into a box, or put you in that type of situation, or put that amount of pressure on you, and then act like there's nothing to that, or there's nothing that they're doing, or they don't have no hand in that. You have to get away from that. All right, so you have to protect yourself from anybody that is trying to make you feel like you're losing your sanity when you're not, because every time you go around that particular person, they're going to try to make you feel like you're crazy, or they're going to try to make you feel like there's something that is not right about you, when it's something that's not right about them. All right, and that's the gaslighting. It's something that's not right about them, but they have everybody else convinced that it's something wrong about you, and they use the flying monkeys to perpetuate that. People will go out in the public, and when they see that person, oh, you know that so and so is no good, and that's what people will do, unfortunately. So stay prayed up and believe in yourself, and ask God to send the right people into your life for the right situations, because when you're in this type of situations, you need an angel. All right, because once you start noticing these things, and you already don't have anybody in your corner, or you already don't have much support, then you have to lean and rely on God, especially when times like that come around, so that way you can get through those times, because you're going to need God more than anything in times like that. All right, so definitely stay prayed up, and make sure that you always put God first before these types of things even happen, so that way when these things do happen, you'll be very protected. All right, so when you see flying monkeys, it's because you're too strong, and you've moved on, and you separated yourself from negativity, and people are trying to keep that negativity perpetuated, and now they're trying to make you look bad because you have chose peace. All right, so because you chose peace, people are going to say bad things about you and negative things about you, because you don't want to be wrapped up in negativity anymore. All right, you don't want to feel crazy anymore. You don't want to feel bad about yourself, or like you've done something wrong, or like somebody has or something bad is about to happen just because you're in the presence of someone. All right, you don't want those anxieties, you don't want those pressures. So what you did was separate yourself from that, so you can have some peace, and so that you can feel good, and not feel like the whole world's coming down on you. All right, so when people send the flying monkeys out at you, is because you realize that, wait a minute, it's something wrong with this energy. I need to separate myself from it. All right. And what they're going to do is they're going to further spread bad things and further try to smear your name. But the worse they try to do you, the more God is going to bless you. All right. The worst things they try to say about you, the more God is going to bless you. The lower they try to bring you, the more God is going to bless you. All right, so when these things happen, just know that God is seeing all of this. So God is about to bless you big time, because God has got your back, and he sees what's happening, and he sees that you may not have, he sees what you don't have. All right, I'm not going to say what you don't have. I don't want to speak no negativity on nobody or anything like that, but God sees what's going on, and he's got your back, and you are protected and never neglected. So always know that, and know that by putting him first and by staying positive and by being the best person that you can be, and doing your best, that you will succeed, and you will keep rising to the top. All right. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. Shout out to the Chosen Vessels. Shout out to the Galactic family. Salute everybody. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that share button. And don't forget to subscribe. DrewTube out. Peace.